The Iraq War is coming to an end in late 2007, with President Bush declaring victory and rebuilding operations underway. Sergeant Matthews and his spotter, Sergeant Isaac, are sent to a pipeline construction site in the Iraqi desert. All of the Americans working on the site have been killed, so it is now their mission to find the perpetrator before sending new builders. The soldiers hide behind bushes and stones to watch the location under the scorching sun. And 20 hours pass without anything happening. Matthew becomes impatient and concludes that there are no Iraqi soldiers left, and that based on the scattered bodies, the site was attacked by a team that left after completing their mission. Isaac points out that there is no evidence of a large group moving around here, and that because all of the workers were killed by headshots, this could have been done by the legendary professional Iraqi sniper known as Juba. However, Matthews believes it is impossible to kill this many people in less than 30 seconds. Matthews eventually gets tired of waiting and goes down to get a better look at the location, after asking Isaac to cover for him. Isaac explains that his scope is becoming unclear, and Matthews teases him for not changing it sooner. But this one is significant for Isaac because it once belonged to a fallen comrade. Then Matthews goes from body to body looking for clues, finally believing Isaac's theory when he confirms that everyone died from precise headshots. He goes to the center of the site to determine the possible direction of the shots, while Isaac begs him to retreat, but then a shot is heard and Matthews collapses to the ground, suffering intense abdominal pain. Isaac, desperate to help his friend, runs down a zigzag path to avoid incoming bullets, but is shot in the leg just as he approaches Matthews. Isaac is forced to abandon Matthews and seek refuge behind a broken wall. Suffering but still alive, Matthews contacts Isaac and instructs them to call the base and request backup. First, Isaac notices that his leg wound is quite severe, so he proceeds to tie a belt around it to stop the bleeding. Then he grabs his radio bag and attempts to contact the base, only to discover that he receives no signal because the sniper has shot the antenna. Suddenly, Matthews contacts him again and asks him to locate the sniper so that he can aim at him, ignoring Isaac's warning that the sniper will detect any movement and shoot again. Isaac begins cutting a hole in the wall with his knife to insert the scope, only to have his hand injured by some falling rocks. Matthews then attempts to reach for his rifle, but passes out due to blood loss. Not wanting to die like his friend, Isaac uses a blade to remove the bullet from his leg, which is excruciatingly painful, before bandaging the wound and passing out. Isaac awakens after hearing a strange noise coming from his earpiece. It turns out to be a base officer, and Isaac immediately starts reporting on the situation and begging for medical supplies. However, he becomes suspicious when the officer asks him a series of strange questions, most notably requesting that he either tell them his exact position or stand up and fire in the air, claiming that this is necessary for the helicopters to drop the supplies accurately. Isaac points out that this is against protocol and will put him in danger, and as he pays closer attention to the man's words, he notices his accent is not American. This is Juba the sniper, who has hacked into the radio frequencies in an attempt to set a trap. Isaac does not fall for it and confronts him, but instead of hanging up, Juba begins asking him questions, claiming to want to get to know Isaac better. Isaac tries the radio again, but it still doesn't work. Juba insists on asking silly questions, and when Isaac refuses to respond, Juba threatens to shoot Matthews again, which is risky because there is a chance he still lives. Isaac agrees to talk for a while and instructs Juba to go first while he draws a map of the site on the dirt to calculate the bullet trajectory and determine the possible location of the sniper. Juba tells Isaac that he is just a regular Iraqi citizen who wants to save his country, and he asks Isaac to tell him about his family, but Isaac says that is too personal. Then Isaac mocks Juba's reasoning, claiming that he is killing the people who are actually working to develop the country by bringing schools, pipelines, and infrastructure that will boost the local economy. Juba laughs as he explains that the money made here will be sent back to the United States later. Juba continues to ask questions, but Isaac refuses to reveal any personal information about himself, prompting Juba to threaten Matthews with another shooting. However, Isaac no longer believes him. To demonstrate his danger, Juba tells Isaac the name of the previous owner of the scope and that he is deceased, quoting Matthews' earlier teasing. This means that Juba has been listening to their conversations since they arrived. Using his scope, Isaac notices that one of the dead men is carrying a radio, so he drags his body to the edge of the wall, but not even a piece of wood will allow him to reach it without exposing himself. Next, Isaac attempts to drink some water from his bottle, only to discover that it is empty due to a hole in it, which Juba confirms was done on purpose. He also admits that he did not miss any shots. He shot the bottle, the antenna, and Isaac's leg specifically to put Isaac in an unavoidable situation and cause him to die slowly, which he will enjoy hearing via communicator. When Isaac discovers the bullet that he removed from his leg, he examines it closely and begins calculating Juba's weapon model by asking a few sneaky questions. He also refers to Juba as a terrorist, which makes Juba laugh again as he points out that the Americans are the ones illegally entering a foreign country with weapons to kill people. While Juba speaks, Isaac performs additional calculations and examines his scope before concluding that Juba is hiding beneath a massive pile of trash. He's been in these harsh conditions for a long time, not to mention the oppressive heat, so this guy is truly professional. However, Juba denies being the famous sniper and claims to be a regular Iraqi man. Isaac assumes Juba, based on his accent, is a former U.S. Army officer who betrayed them, but Juba dismisses this as well, explaining that he only kills people who attack him first. In exchange, Isaac tells the story of how he met his best friend as a child and how they enlisted together as adults. Isaac quickly succumbs to dehydration and exhaustion and falls to the ground as Juba informs him that he will staple his tongue to his chest. Isaac then tries to trick Juba by putting a jacket and helmet on his rifle and waving it above the wall. But Juba isn't fooled. The helmet does fall, landing on the other side of the wall, leaving Isaac unable to protect his head. The sniping point is such a silly mistake that it causes him to cry. As time passes, Isaac becomes desperate enough to consider taking a risk. He rushes towards a body on the ground and steals his bag and radio before running back to the wall, dodging all of the bullets Juba immediately fires at him. Isaac discovers water and candy in the bag, which he devours right away, but the radio is also broken. Juba also punishes him for taking this risk by shooting at the wall, severely damaging his scoper. Suddenly, Isaac hears a noise coming from his earpiece and realizes it is Matthews, who is still alive. Isaac yells the sniper's location at Matthews, and he immediately takes out a piece of metal to look at the pile of garbage. While Matthews moves slowly to grab his rifle, Isaac distracts the sniper with small talk, and he discovers that Juba used to be a teacher in Baghdad. When his students were killed during an American attack, he decided to exact revenge. Isaac is hiding behind the ruins of a school. Then Juba questions Isaac while he continues to carry the damaged scope, but Isaac refuses to answer, so Juba threatens to shoot Matthews again. Desperate to save him, Isaac admits that he keeps the scope in memory of an old friend who died as a result of Isaac's mistake, for which he still feels guilty. Meanwhile, Matthews aims his rifle blindly at the pile of trash, firing all of his bullets while Isaac shoots to pretend the noise is coming from him. When Matthews is about to reload his gun, Juba shoots him in the shoulder. Isaac requests that Matthews crawl toward him to find safety behind the wall, but when Isaac approaches the edge to assist, Juba shoots Matthews in the head. Isaac is forced to watch him die, and he eventually breaks down and says he wants to go home. Juba informs Isaac that if he truly wants to leave, he will not shoot him, but Isaac remains skeptical. Later, Juba questions Isaac about why he is still there, despite the fact that the war has ended. Isaac pauses for a moment before responding that he is there because he was the one who killed his old friend. It turns out he accidentally shot his previous sniper partner while attempting to kill an enemy, and Isaac has been lying to everyone, claiming that his friend was killed by the bad guys. Isaac hears some noise coming from the radio and rushes to check the signal, pleased to hear conversations going on. However, his happiness is short-lived because, while he can hear voices, he is unable to send messages due to the radio's damage. To Isaac's surprise, Juba joins the conversation, and the man uses Isaac's name to ask for assistance. Isaac finally realizes that Juba has been hacking into American communications for the entire time, posing as a soldier in need of assistance in order to entice backup teams to the area and easily kill them all due to surprise. Isaac tries unsuccessfully to interrupt the conversation. Later, Isaac awakens to the painful sensation of a crow pecking at his leg wound. Given that even the birds believe he is already dead, Isaac decides to take a chance and retrieve Matthew's rifle with some rope and a stick, then aim it at the pile of trash. At that point, helicopters arrive and reveal Isaac's location without realizing it is a trap. To save the incoming soldiers, Isaac pushes the wall, causing it to crumble and creating a cloud of dust that makes it difficult for Juba to locate Isaac. Isaac starts shooting at the pile of trash, not knowing if he's hit his target. To find out, Isaac finally stands up from his position, and he is surprised to see that Juba is not taking advantage of this opportunity to shoot back. This leads Isaac to believe he has successfully killed Juba. Soon, helicopters arrive and quickly transport Isaac on a stretcher, immediately providing medical attention. Isaac tries to tell them about Juba, but he can't be heard over the noise of helicopters taking off. Juba suddenly begins shooting at them, killing the medical soldiers one by one before striking the pilot as well. The helicopter quickly descends and crashes to the ground, instantly killing Isaac and allowing Juba to keep his word. Isaac had not been shot. Then Juba hacks back into the US lines and pretends to be an American soldier to entice his next group of victims. All right, that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. It really helps the channel. Leave a comment with your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching and see you next time.